Welcome to Weird PVD, the podcast. Every week, your host, Sherry Kasperzak, takes you to the odd corners of beautiful Providence, Rhode Island. From big blue bugs to unique art, from weird history to weird food, you'll never look at Rhode Island's creative capital the same again. Tune in every Weird Wednesday. What is up, weirdos? Two things are certain in life: death and taxes. And do we ever pay a lot of taxes? There's income tax and sales tax and property tax, but a sex tax? Well, it almost happened in the state of Rhode Island back in the 1970s. See, around 1971, the state was facing a pretty big budget crisis. According to Time magazine, dated January 25th, 1971, Democratic legislator Bernard Gladstone introduced a bill that would tax all acts of sexual intercourse that occur in the state. I'm going to let you process that for a moment. So, Gladstone's bill would charge men, and only men, $2 for each act of the giggity occurring within the state. The logic behind this is that men would be more likely to pay a tax, I don't know, to brag for some reason, but they might also want to do the right thing. And yes, I'm side-eyeing you. Gladstone said at the time, possibly jokingly, but who really knows, that the state could potentially receive $2 a week from every man in the state, meaning that, I don't know, that they got down once a week. Now, if you know me, you know I'm a nerd, and I'm going to calculate this. I calculated in both 1971 dollars and in 2026 dollars what $2 a week per man in the state would come out to. So back in the 1970s, early 1970s, there were about 450,000 men in the state of Rhode Island. At $2 each, that comes to $900,000 a week, or $46.8 million in a year, a not insignificant sum of money. In 2026 dollars, that comes to $7.51 million a week, or $390.54 million a year. Also, not insignificant. Apparently, Gladstone's indecent proposal was shouted down as being in poor taste, so much so that he withdrew the bill. So let me know in the comments, should Rhode Island, or any other state for that matter, reconsider a sex tax? If you identify as a male, would you pay $2 a week or $16 a week in 2026 money every time you did the horizontal tango? Researching for this rather titillating proposal got me thinking about other weird laws in Rhode Island. So let's get into it. It is illegal in Rhode Island to bite off someone's limbs, nose, lips, or ears. So I would think that this would be common sense. Of course, it's illegal to bite someone's limbs off. Also, when we say bite, how does that work? How do you bite someone's arm off? The penalty for deliberately biting off limbs or facial features is anywhere from 1 to 20 years in prison. Now, I joke, and it is kind of funny if you really unpack this law, because really, how do you bite someone's arm off? But the point of the law seems to be to provide a significant penalty for maiming someone or causing someone severe bodily harm. You have to maim someone on purpose for this to work. Now, this one goes out to Mark. In Rhode Island, it is illegal to throw pickle juice on a trolley. This archaic, rarely enforced statute likely dates back to the early 1900s, where passengers ruined trolley cars with vinegar-based spills. The law specifically mentions throwing pickle juice at a trolley, not other forms of public transport. It's apparently a holdover from the era when trolley cars were the most common form of public transport. While this weird law sounds like a joke, it's very likely a holdover or a blue law that remains in legal databases. Now, this one sounds absolutely diabolical if you know anything about Providence drivers. And you know I love you guys, but seriously, if you're passing another vehicle on the left, you are not only required to use your turn signal, as if that's going to happen, but you're also required to, quote, give a timely, audible signal and pass at a safe distance. Now, this usually means using your horn. Apparently, this does not include using your horn to express your annoyance as you're passing. This can actually count as a road rage incident, and you can get into some trouble for that. You also have to signal your horn 100 feet before changing lanes. Now, let's say you get into a road rage incident. It's important to know that in the state of Rhode Island, challenging someone to a duel or accepting a duel is illegal and punishable by 1 to 7 years in prison. Now, you don't even have to engage in the duel. Just either threatening someone or accepting the duel is enough to land you in jail. Did you know that in Providence, it is illegal to sell someone toothbrush and a toothpaste at the same time on a Sunday? That is mind blowing. It is also illegal in Providence to wear transparent clothing. And there go my weekend plans. Thank you so much for hanging out with me and reviewing some weird laws. Which one is the weirdest one to you? Let me know in the comments. And be sure to give me a follow over on Instagram. I'm at weird_PVD. I'm also on TikTok. If you love history, medical oddities, and the like, I'm at weird.pvd. And please subscribe to my YouTube channel and give me a follow over at Apple Podcasts and Spotify. I'm grateful for all your support. And don't forget to keep PVD weird.